there's a het albino.
So cute. Look it. We had our first little pipper. I love our incubation method. Look at that. Nice, healthy, not like super deflated. Babies are able to pip out, no problem. Hi there, little one.
Hey guys, Dave here, JDH Reptiles. It is the first egg cutting of the season. We are so excited. We just pulled a clutch. I wanted to check the incubator because I was due to cut this clutch tomorrow, and we have a pipper. So excited. This year, these 5 eggs came from our het albino female who was bred to our Candino male. So I'm going to go on a limb and say that is going to be a 100% het for either candy or albino. We're going to go ahead and cut the others and see what we got. Hey little dude, or dudette. Just go ahead and give him a little bit more room to get around in. Well, that's all we're going to do. Maybe I'll go back this way a little bit. There we go. At least he's got a way out. I mean, he had his head out, which is fine, but this way we get a little bit more room for him to pop out. Alright, on to the next egg. So basically what we're looking for here, guys, is yellow babies. And there we go. So we have our first albino or Candino of the season.
Oh, look at the little face in there.
So just so you guys know, there's no way to tell if this is a Candino right now. It usually takes a couple months, a little bit more size for them to mature a little bit, and then that lavender will start to come into the white. And then at that time you'll know whether or not you actually have a Candino, which is a double heterozygous, more like an allelic animal, which is a het candy and a het albino together, which create the Candino. Otherwise, if it's just a plain yellow and white, which I actually love the albinos. We don't work with the lavenders because I love the albinos. So we've decided to stick with the albino gene. But like I said, that color won't change. It'll always be yellow and white. So, you know, like I said, it'll take a couple months, but then we'll know whether these are Candinos or not, and then we can offer them appropriately to the customers. Alright, looks like another het albino or het candy. Oh, look at that. There we go. Another albino or Candino. So we're 2 for 2. This one massive egg Can we end on a albino combo or an albino animal?
Squirter.
Survey says nope. Wow, that is a really reddish normal.
Very bright.
Very bright. Obviously, everything could change after it sheds, etc. We're just looking into an egg. All right, guys, so we have one albino or Candino. Obviously, we have one het candy or het albino. This here also is a het candy or het albino. Another albino or Candino. And another het for albino or Candino. And man, that almost looks pastelish. That is really weird. We'll have to wait to see what that looks like when it comes out. Alright guys, so these will go back in our incubator. We usually leave them in there until they come out. At that time, what we'll do is we will take out all the perlite. We'll lay wet paper towels down and we'll put them right back in the incubator, and they usually stay in there until they have their first shed. I believe that's the best way, in my opinion. It works very well for us. Last year it worked great. The higher humidity helps keep them moisturized, as well as obviously the wet paper towels. And then they can shed out pretty easily when it's time for them to do so. Now, before anybody asks, I'll explain really quickly about the het candy or the het albino. Since the father was a Candino, he has to give either the candy gene or the albino gene. Like I said, it's like a super, or like an allelic, you can call it. And since the mom was het albino, if she had passed on her albino allele, he would automatically pass on either the albino or the candy, which would make it an albino or a Candino, depending on which side he tossed. So we know the three normals, mom did not pass on her albino gene. That means that the dad either passed on the candy gene or the albino gene. So when pairing these animals in the future, what you will know is if you pair this to an albino or a het albino, you will either make Candinos or albinos. I would highly recommend putting the hets here to a known albino. That way you know that if you get Candinos, that het is actually a het candy. Because the candy gene is really like a brick orangish colored animal. Two candies do make a visual candy or a toffee. But again, together with the albino gene, it makes the Candino or the toffino, because the coffee or the candy and the toffee are the exact same gene. So just a little information there. That's why I wanted you to know how I was describing them as het candy or het albino. So thanks guys, we appreciate your time. Thanks for coming by. Make sure to stop by on the next video, and we'll have more egg cutting here very soon. Thanks again.